Welcome to another exciting episode of TechUOut. My name's Emmanuel. This is Tony. Tony, what are we going to be talking about today?
Well, today we're going to be talking about the phone that most people are pretty excited for, and that's the iPhone X, which was just released a short time ago, beginning of November, I believe.
Yeah.
And so PTCI has the iPhone X. We also have the iPhone 8, but the big deal is the iPhone X. And we're just going to talk about it a little bit and show you guys some stuff you can do with it, and then talk about the new features that it has.
Yeah, it has a lot of new features. It's actually a little bit of a learning curve.
Yeah.
But that's what you expect when you got a company that's trying to be innovative and come up with some new ideas, and and it's just that one of the new one is Face ID.
Yeah.
And I'll go and talk a little bit about Face ID. They used to do the thumbprint, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You get into your phone pretty quick with your thumbprint. Well, with the Face ID, is basically you just tap it, you look at it, and then it opens. See how it unlocks?
Right.
You can see that right there. We'll do some screenshots later on. But it opens your phone just by, I forget how many pixels, but it's basically infrared light that's hitting your face, and that's your password.
Yeah.
So like you try to get in my phone, you're not going to be able to get into my phone.
Unless I make a really good mask.
Because you don't have my face. And I think it's pretty cool. You just look at it and it opens, and I enjoy having Face ID since I've gotten the phone, and it's pretty cool. That's about it. Your face is your password.
Yeah, and actually a lot of people, some people are actually complaining about the notch at the top, but honestly that is what holds all the sensors that make Face ID possible. So without the notch being there, then you wouldn't be able to do that.
And something about the notch, I don't really notice it.
Oh yeah?
Like, I know there's different apps that the screen goes all the way, because you got full screen. It's full screen, so just a little bit of the area of the phone where the notch is not a screen. And a lot of the apps that they already have, they're going to get updates to fit the notch and like the time and everything. And I don't know, I think it's a pretty smooth transition between what you're looking at, and then if you have a video and you have it fully, the whole screen, you could always zoom it down to where the notch isn't covered. So to me, the notch is not a make it break it type of deal. I don't even notice it. Yeah,
and we'll show you guys a little bit more about what we're talking about as far as videos being full screen versus a smaller size to exclude the notch. Some people it bothers, some people it doesn't. Personally, I don't like the notch, so I push my videos down smaller.
It doesn't bother me.
But it doesn't bother him. So, and to me, it actually depends on the video. Some videos it does bother me, sometimes it doesn't. So really, it just depends. For like YouTube videos, you have a couple of options. You can watch it like this, where it's smaller and you don't have the notch, or you can watch it full screen. And if the notch doesn't bother you, then that's great, and you can watch it, in the full screen mode like that. So whatever you prefer, really. To zoom out, you'd push in, and then to zoom in, you pull out. So that's basically how that works. So whichever way you prefer it, that's how you can set it up. But yeah, Apple is trying to get all of the app developers to hurry up and get all of their apps optimized for the iPhone X so they can all be full screen. So that'll be a good thing.
Yeah. And then also about your face, how you use your face or your thumbprint on the older iPhones. With your face on the new iPhone, iPhone X, you can do like the pay. Like you put your credit card,
the Apple
and
Pay.
It uses your face as the ID.
Right.
So you can use that instead of your thumbprint, which I think it's a pretty secure way, because not too many people have your face unless you have identical twins.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and something else that's going to be new for a lot of people with the iPhone X is it doesn't have a home button. You actually swipe up to get home on it. And I got used to it way faster than I thought I would. I mean, I was used to it after probably 15 minutes, to be honest. It really didn't take me long to get used to it. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. It's not really much of a learning curve. You swipe up and you're home. And then there's a few other little gestures and stuff that we'll go over that you'll have to learn, like getting to the control panel and stuff like that. And we'll actually show you guys video.
We'll go
of the
step by
phone.
step on some of these shortcuts because they are different than the other ones because you don't have your home button. And that's the learning curve that I was talking about earlier because not having that home button at the bottom, you have to do things different.
Right.
And it's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing.
I like it better, actually, than the old iPhones, personally.
It's just, it's a learning curve.
Right.
So we'll check that out. And talking more about the face is, I got, what are these called? The emojis?
Oh, Animojis?
Animojis. I like the Animojis. It's a new thing just for the 10. So if you know your friends have a 10, they can send you these animations, these little Animojis, and they track your face. And when you smile, they smile. When you laugh, they laugh, and it's
amusing.
It's a cool way to send a message and be like, hey, what's up? And like you're a cat, dog. They even have one that's a chicken and can't even think.
Unicorn?
A unicorn, an alien, a panda.
A turd.
They have that. They have that one too, and it's funny because you can just. I don't know. It takes your face.
Yeah, they're funny.
And you send it, and it like even if the other phone doesn't have, it's not a 10. Let me calm down. Your friend doesn't have an iPhone 10. Say they have like a 8 or a 7. They still can get these videos because it sends as like an MOV.
Right.
And has a text message and. It's just funny. And it makes me laugh because, I don't know, look at that. It's cool. So that's something, check it out. They're pretty neat.
One of the new features that actually has come with the iPhone 10 is it supports wireless charging now. We actually have a wireless charger set up right here.
All right, here we're going to just show you the wireless charging. Just put it on there like that, basically in the middle. You know, when it turns on, it buzzes. It's charging your battery. You just leave it there until you're ready to go, and it'll charge it up.
But basically, wireless charging is pretty nice. Apple decided instead of making their own wireless charging technology, they decided to go with the Qi charging, which is what a lot of other phones use. So if you already have like a wireless charger for a different phone, it will also work with the iPhone 10. And all you do is you just set it on the wireless charger and it'll start charging, and that's about it.
There we go, my phone's charging.
Which I like it because to me it helps not wear out your charging port as quickly. Mm-hmm. And the other thing about it is, you know, if I get a message or something, I can just pick it right up and use it like normal, and I don't have to worry about like a cord being in the way or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I like the wireless charging, and I have a wireless charger at home that I use quite a bit.
And that came with the 8 also, right?
Yes, the 8 also supports
the
that.
8 or the 10 wireless charging. We do sell them here at PTCI, and you just put it on there, like you said, and it starts charging. You do have to put it a certain way, like you can't like have it like barely on there.
Right.
But you just kind of place it on there, you move it around, and it's charging.
Yeah, and it starts like really fast. It'll let you know like as soon as you put it on there that it started charging. Mm-hmm. And the iPhone 10 also supports fast charging, but you have to buy some adapters in order to do that. So it's not like it's going to do it right out of the box. Okay, with fast charging, like how fast are you talking about? Well, honestly, I've never done it with mine because I've never bought the adapter. You haven't got the adapters? Right. Okay. But if it's anything like Samsung's fast charging, it should go from like 0 to 100 in like an hour, which is really fast. That's pretty fast charge. Yeah, I can usually, if I'm using my Samsung, because I use both. I use Samsung and Apple, so I can stay up with both of them. But if I have my Samsung down really low, I can put it on there like for 40 minutes, and I'm well off for the rest of the day if I need it. That's neat. Yeah, and so honestly, I mean, like I say, you do have to buy adapters and stuff, but lots of different companies make them, so it's varying price ranges. Mm-hmm. So I can't really say how much it would cost to do it, but it's definitely worth it. That's awesome. Another thing is like some little tricks and tips, like you're talking about to get to your settings.
there's different ways to do it. And like your quick menus is you swipe from the top and then just kind of bring it in. And then, you got your airplane mode, play your music, your brightness. They're kind of in the middle, flashlight, different things like that on your quick menu, I guess you would say. And you can add to your quick menu. Did you know that?
Yeah, that's crazy. You were showing me earlier how
Quick
you can add
menu.
to it.
You do screenshots, and screenshots have been around for a while. Like people, they've been doing screenshots, different phones, they all have screenshot. But this is the first that I ever heard that you can record your screen.
Yeah.
So we'll have to show you this in a little bit with how we do it with our phone. But basically, you just it's in your settings. And let me see if I remember how to get there. Settings, general.
You go to settings and then control center and then customize controls. And then there's a bunch of different controls you can add to the control menu.
Yeah, I already forgot.
You can do the Apple TV remote, low power mode, magnifier, notes, stopwatch, wallet, and accessibility shortcuts, and like you said, the screen recording. So there's a lot of options you can do to customize your control center, which is really nice.
That's neat. I'm going to play with that later on, just because I can. And that's something I recommend doing is just go into your settings. You're not going to break it. You can switch stuff on, off, see if you like it. There's a bunch of settings.
Yeah, you won't screw it up, and if something goes wrong, you can always come and ask someone at PTCI to help you out.
Yeah, well, the thing is just messing with stuff, and
Yep.
you just kind of go into it, you turn it on, turn it off, and kind of get familiar with your phone.
Yeah.
Because there's some new things, and there's probably some things even on the older phones that people don't realize because they're afraid to mess with it.
Yeah.
Can't be afraid to mess with it, is basically what I'm saying.
Honestly, one of my favorite things about the iPhone 10 is that Apple finally got an OLED display in it, which I really like. Apple's displays have always been good, but I've always preferred the OLED displays because to me they're more vibrant.
Tell me about this, because I know a little bit about them, but not a whole lot.
Well, basically, it's a different technology, and it gets really complex as far as the difference between what they used to use and what they use now. But what I really like about OLED displays is they actually save power, because there are certain wallpapers that you can get that are made for OLED displays or AMOLED displays, and they're pretty emphasized on black, and the black will actually keep that portion of your phone screen turned off.
So basically that's not on.
Right. So I've got a special wallpaper on here that turns off part of my screen, so that saves power.
Okay.
Because basically, in order to get the true black that is, it turns off that part of the screen. So it's really neat, and like I say, it saves a lot of battery life. And there's an app you can get called Super AMOLED in the App Store, and that will give you a bunch of wallpapers that will work and do that little trick.
So that'd be different than like taking a picture out of your gallery and put it on there, even though like say it's a dark picture just with a little bit of light, you're still using power to generate that area.
Right, because it's not completely black.
Oh, okay.
So, like I say, you usually just have to download apps that have those specific types of wallpapers, but it's really neat, and like I say, it saves your battery quite a bit. So I'm really glad.
Talking about charging your phone with wireless charging, and since I got my phone, I'm probably not the typical person. I'm not on my phone a lot, but with my battery, it seems to be it's okay.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't play a lot of games. I do record like my kids playing basketball and stuff like that. Like the other day, it was cool because I got to FaceTime my parents, and my battery life did good. So I don't know. I'd have to say the battery life on the 10, it's good. It's decent.
Right.
On my 7, I have a 7 also, and I know my boys have the 8, so I can kind of compare all of them. My boys are on their phone a lot more than me, so their battery life probably goes quicker.
Yeah.
But they've never complained to me about their battery life. But like on my 7, I probably use it less than my 10.
Yeah.
Because I'm always doing the emoji things. So I don't know. Battery life on the 10 for me, in my opinion, it's pretty good.
One of the things that Apple's really proud of with the iPhone 10 is their A11 Bionic chip, which it is a very, very powerful chip. It's similar to what you'd find in like a MacBook. But basically, it's like hit record-setting benchmarks and a bunch of power tests and stuff like that. And we'll show you a demonstration of a pretty heavy game that you can play on this. So honestly, the iPhone 10 is really good for gaming. And then also the thing Apple's really proud of with this phone is the 12 megapixel dual cameras on the back. And we're gonna also show you guys how those work. We're actually gonna take you out in the field. Right. Like literally probably a field, 'cause we live here in the Panhandle. And kind of show you the camera and what it's capable of. It has a really, really good zoom. And of course, when you zoom in a long ways, it does get a little grainy, I'm not gonna lie. Right. But it can zoom in really far. I think it's farther than any of the phones that I've used in the past. Yeah, I will say the camera on the iPhone 10 is very much superior to the one on the 7. Because I've done a little bit of testing on my own just out of curiosity. And I have been impressed with it. So like he says, we're going to take you guys out and we're going to do a test of the rear cameras, audio quality. We're also going to do the front camera, and we're going to take pictures with the front camera and back camera, and then we're going to take video as well with both. So we'll have that for you guys. Okay, this is the front camera, and this is video off of that. And so it's pretty decent. Again, this is the audio quality you can expect. So outside, fairly wind's a little bit up. It's what you got though here in the Panhandle. Walking towards the river, gonna get some shots there. What about watching video? How's the sound quality? It's really good. You know, it does have stereo speakers, not just one. So I haven't noticed, you know, a lack of volume at all. I've been content with it. Okay. Another thing is just another tip I want to talk to y'all about is not having the home button. How do you get rid of your running apps in the background? Because every time you open an app, it's running in the background. And this has always been an issue with battery life, because we talked about battery life. If you keep a lot of apps going, it's going to make your phone die quicker. Right. I like to try to keep my apps down. So basically what you do is kind of, on this bottom side, you just kind of swipe up, hold, and you can go through them. You can exchange them if you want to go into them. But how you get rid of them, there's two different ways. Is you hold them down, and you see a little red dot at the top? You just click it, and it'll get rid of them. Or you can swipe up, and that'll get rid of them. Yeah. I prefer swiping because it's quicker. Yeah, and we'll demonstrate that for you guys. Like that, bam, 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 instead of hitting the dots, which you can hit the dots, and it works. And I have quite a bit of apps open because I was getting ready for this demonstration. But that's how you get rid of those running apps. And you can just go up to the side real quick, and that works pretty good. Let me open a couple new ones so that I can show you that. And you just kind of go like this, and there they are, hold, swipe. Well, we sure appreciate you guys joining us for TechUOut. I hope you learned some valuable information about the iPhone 10, or if you're just curious, now you know more about it. And like I say, we really appreciate you guys, and if you ever have any ideas or anything you want to go over, just let us know. You can call and ask for Tony or Emmanuel in the film department, and they will send you our way. That's right. I just want to thank you all also for watching, and I hope you all did learn. There is several things to learn about the phone. It is a new phone, but we do have a spec page if you want, or if you're into specs and knowing exactly what everything is. We have it on our PTCI.net on our website, so you can check it out. Thank you so much for watching TechUOut, and we'll see you